Greetings, truth seekers, and welcome back to the only news program brave enough to delve into the raw, unfiltered drama that unfolds behind the seemingly picture-perfect facades of reality television. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into a family feud that has erupted with shocking accusations, bitter resentment, and the resurfacing of a deeply emotional and highly controversial chapter in the lives of two of Teen Mom's most enduring figures. Prepare yourselves, because we are about to dissect a scathing attack, a public airing of grievances, and the explosive fallout from a broken adoption agreement that threatens to shatter already fragile relationships. Brace yourselves, because we're about to delve into the deeply personal and increasingly volatile situation surrounding Catelynn and Tyler Baltiera, two of the original stars of the Teen Mom franchise, and the adoptive parents of their biological daughter Carly, Brandon and Teresa Davis. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the Teen Mom fandom, Catelynn and Tyler have unleashed a blistering critique of Carly's parents, accusing them of manipulative tactics and a singular selfish desire to adopt a baby, regardless of the long-term emotional impact on everyone involved. In the latest episode of their No Holds Barred podcast, Kate and Ty Break It Down, the couple did not mince words as they laid bare their raw feelings and accusations regarding the events surrounding Carly's adoption in 2009. Their anger and frustration were palpable as they spoke about how Brandon and Teresa Davis allegedly presented themselves and agreed to adoption terms solely to ensure they could take Carly home, seemingly disregarding Catelynn and Tyler's own desires and the long-term implications of their decisions. "I think the whole goal was to get a baby," Tyler stated with a bitter edge in his voice, his words dripping with resentment over what he perceives as a calculated manipulation. He further emphasized their youth and vulnerability at the time of the adoption, adding, "We were kids listening to the adults around us." This poignant reminder of Catelynn and Tyler's teenage status at such a pivotal moment underscores the power dynamics at play and their potential susceptibility to adult influence. As longtime viewers of Teen Mom are well aware, Carly was born in 2009, and the intensely emotional journey of her birth and subsequent adoption was a central and unforgettable part of Catelynn's original 16 and Pregnant episode. This deeply personal experience has continued to shape Catelynn and Tyler's lives and their relationship with Brandon and Teresa over the ensuing years. However, as previously reported, the once seemingly amicable relationship between Catelynn and Tyler and Carly's adoptive parents has soured dramatically. By last year, the communication had completely broken down, with Brandon and Teresa reportedly cutting off all contact with the Teen Mom stars. This severing of ties has clearly had a profound impact on Catelynn and Tyler, leading them to become increasingly vocal on social media about their deep unhappiness with Brandon and Teresa's actions and their broader feelings about the adoption process itself. In highly charged statements, they have even gone so far as to label adoption as literally buying babies, a controversial and emotionally charged accusation that speaks volumes about their pain and frustration. Tyler delved deeper into the specifics of the alleged manipulation, discussing how Brandon and Teresa initially expressed a desire for a closed adoption, one where there would be no contact or identifying information shared between the birth parents and the adoptive family. However, when Catelynn and Tyler later changed their minds, expressing a strong desire for an open adoption that would allow them to maintain contact with Carly, Brandon and Teresa allegedly shifted their stance, agreeing to an open adoption. According to Tyler, this change of heart was not genuine, but rather a strategic maneuver to ensure they did not lose the opportunity to adopt Carly. If you were an adult and you knew what kind of adoption you wanted, I think your responsibility should have been to say, "This isn't a good fit for us, we want closed adoption," Tyler asserted, his voice filled with the conviction of someone who feels deeply wronged. He argued that Brandon and Teresa, as the adults in the situation, had a moral and ethical obligation to be honest about their true desires from the outset. "The fact that you shifted your desires to get the baby is selfish to me," Tyler declared, his accusation cutting to the core of their grievance, "because I feel a key that automatically shows that you weren't planning on doing what we agreed upon." This statement reveals Catelynn and Tyler's belief that Brandon and Teresa's initial agreement to an open adoption was disingenuous, a means to an end rather than a genuine commitment to ongoing communication and connection. Tyler further expressed his belief that Brandon and Teresa knowingly exploited their position of power as adults dealing with two vulnerable teenagers, navigating an incredibly difficult and emotionally charged decision. There were 4 people involved in this adoption agreement, and 2 of them were children and 2 of them were adults, Tyler pointed out, emphasizing the inherent power imbalance in the situation. He argued that Brandon and Teresa had a responsibility to be fully transparent and honest about their initial preference for a closed adoption, rather than allegedly shifting their desires to secure the adoption. During the podcast episode, the creator Jordy Cray raised a crucial question, probing Catelynn and Tyler about the potential consequences of their public airing of grievances. Jordy asked if they believed that ranting about the adoption and directly criticizing Brandon and Teresa on social media would ultimately worsen the already strained relationship between the families, especially now that they had involved the public in their deeply personal conflict. Catelynn offered a passionate defense of their decision to speak out publicly. Our main goal for putting stuff out publicly was because if Carly has a chance of being able to see that we never stopped trying, she deserves to know that, in my opinion, Catelynn stated. Her words filled with a mother's unwavering love and a desire to ensure her daughter understands their enduring commitment. Also, it's bringing awareness to everyone who is involved in adoption. Also, it's giving a voice for adopted kids. But I can see where you would think that. Catelynn's explanation reveals a dual motivation, a personal desire to reach Carly and a broader aim to shed light on the complexities and potential pitfalls of the adoption process. Catelynn also addressed the heartbreaking reality of their severed communication with Carly. While Brandon and Teresa have not explicitly stated whether it was their decision or Carly's to cut off contact, Catelynn expressed her unwavering belief that the desire for separation did not originate with Carly. We don't have anything to lose, and I truly in my heart of hearts do not believe that it's Carly that wants this separation from us, Catelynn declared, her conviction stemming from a deep maternal intuition and a refusal to accept that her daughter would willingly choose to be estranged from them. Tyler echoed Catelynn's sentiments, directing his frustration and disappointment directly at Brandon and Teresa. For you as a parent to allow your insecurity and this fear to trump the best interest of Carly doesn't make sense to me, and that's also not what we wanted and not what we agreed upon 15 years ago, Tyler asserted, his voice laced with a mixture of anger and sadness. We were always supposed to be a team. Now, this powerful statement encapsulates Catelynn and Tyler's core grievance, the feeling that the adoptive parents have betrayed the original spirit of their agreement, prioritizing their own needs and fears over what Catelynn and Tyler believe is in Carly's best interest, maintaining a connection with her biological parents. This explosive podcast episode has undoubtedly reignited a long simmering debate within the teen mom community about the complexities of adoption, the rights and feelings of birth parents, and a delicate balance of open versus closed adoptions. Catelynn and Tyler's raw and unfiltered accusations against Brandon and Teresa are likely to elicit strong reactions from viewers, with some siding with the birth parents who feel they were taken advantage of, and others potentially empathizing with the adoptive parents who may feel they are being unfairly targeted after providing a loving home for Carly. The case of Catelynn and Tyler and Carly's adoption has always been a particularly poignant and often contentious storyline within the teen mom narrative. Their initial decision to place Carly for adoption was fraught with emotion and difficult choices made at a very young age under immense pressure. Their subsequent desire for an open adoption reflected a yearning to maintain a connection with their child and to be a part of her life in some capacity. The current breakdown in communication and the bitter accusations being leveled publicly highlight the inherent challenges and potential for heartbreak in adoption, even when intentions are initially good. The differing perspectives and the unresolved grief and longing on both sides can create deep rifts and lead to painful confrontations. Catelynn and Tyler's decision to air their grievances so publicly is a sign of iconic escalation of the conflict. While they claim their primary motivation is to ensure Carly knows they never stop trying to be a part of her life, and to raise awareness about adoption issues, they must also be aware that their words could further damage their already fractured relationship with Brandon and Teresa. The adoptive parents may view these public pronouncements as a breach of trust and a violation of Carly's privacy. The question of what is truly in Carly's best interest lies at the heart of this conflict. Catelynn and Tyler firmly believe that maintaining a connection with them is crucial for Carly's well-being and her understanding of her own history. Brandon and Teresa, on the other hand, may feel they are protecting Carly by limiting contact, perhaps due to their own insecurities or concerns about the potential emotional impact of a more open relationship. The lack of clarity on whether Carly herself has expressed a desire for limited contact further complicates the situation. Catelynn's unwavering belief that Carly does not want this separation suggests a potential disconnect in communication or understanding between the two sets of parents regarding Carly's feelings. Ultimately, this situation serves as a stark reminder that adoption is not a simple transaction, but a complex and lifelong journey with profound emotional implications for everyone involved. The differing expectations, unresolved grief, and the challenges of navigating evolving relationships can lead to painful conflicts, as is clearly evident in the current fractured state between Catelynn and Tyler and Carly's adoptive parents. So public nature of teen mom and Catelynn and Tyler's willingness to share their struggles openly have brought this deeply personal conflict into the spotlight, making it a topic of intense discussion and debate among viewers. While their raw honesty is understandable given their pain, the long-term consequences of this public feud on their relationship with Carly and her parents remain uncertain and potentially damaging. As the drama continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the emotional wounds from Carly's adoption remain deep, and the path towards healing and reconciliation, if possible at all, appears to be fraught with obstacles and further potential for heartbreak. The teen mom saga, never one to shy away from difficult and complex issues, continues to explore the raw and often painful realities of family, loss, and the enduring bonds of parenthood, even when those bonds are tested by the difficult circumstances of adoption. Closing sequence with a montage of past images of Catelynn and Tyler with baby Carly, interspersed with more recent somber photos of the couple, set to a melancholic and reflective musical score. The presenter looks directly at the camera with a serious and empathetic expression. Presenter. And so we are left to grapple with the raw and painful fallout from a broken adoption agreement, a stark reminder that even the most well-intentioned decisions can lead to deep and lasting heartache. Catelynn and Tyler's explosive accusations against Carly's parents lay bare the complex and often fraught emotions surrounding adoption, the enduring bonds of biological parenthood, and the delicate balance of navigating relationships across adoptive families. As this deeply personal conflict plays out in the public eye, we are reminded of the enduring power of love, loss, and the often difficult journey towards understanding and reconciliation. Join us next time as we continue to explore the raw and unfiltered realities of our lives that captivate and often challenge us. Until then, let us reflect on the complexities of family and the enduring power of the human heart, even in the face of profound pain and disagreement.